All right. Okay, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. I just wanted to just have you come here. Now, the reason why you're all here is I'm going to just... Here's my plan. Say this now, this is going to be how it is. This phone is going to be for the Amenten stuff, and then the other new phone will be totally for anything social media related that I'm doing from now on. So, I have a plan, I made a plan, but guess what? Inspiration takes over, and you just find yourself doing this. So I'm glad that you all, got here, really quickly. Today is a really big day, and the reason why this is so huge is because today Jupiter is moving into Taurus. I think it's already there. And it's going to be there for the next year. So, I do want to remind you that, you know who you are, and tomorrow is the big day for semifinals. So you will be going on buses. Those of you who know who you are, Susan has gone into extensive detail about this. I've talked to you about it before. So it should be a really exciting day. And hopefully the music is going to loosen up any tensions that might be in the air because of the astrology happening. So, yeah. And, I reminded the choir directors here to choose music that would be really sort of, that you would, get up and go, and that would energize you because it really loosens things up. And that's also Saturn in Pisces, that you want to keep things sort of loose and flowing with Saturn in Pisces. Because when you sit on, you feel sort of liquids inside of you that are stuck. So it's important to move and to stretch and, just to move your body basically and loosen things up. So, I think the really huge reason is I was seeing Maria de Simone is currently going live, having an ice cream celebration for Jupiter and Taurus. Here's what's happening. She is eating ice cream while talking to everybody, while we are going to be going to the park, because this was the plan. So I'm going to shut the door so I can tell you what's going to be happening. I'll be in here. So we're going to be going to the park in a few minutes. We're actually going to be walking up there because it is a really gorgeous day today, and it is sort of a celebration of Jupiter and Taurus. And, get out in nature, maybe go in the field at Whittier up there, which is, of course, the school that I was at during most of the transit of the South Node through Taurus, which was in 2013 and sort of the end of 2012, beginning of 2014. And that was, for me, my cross-nodal return. And I'd really like to dig back through and sort of look at that time period, because I'm super curious about it. Because it's exactly opposite my North Node. So anyway, that's going on. Other announcements, if you are following Owning Authenticity, which I highly recommend, she is putting, great, lengths of work and time and energy into a series that she is doing on the North Node and South Node through Aries and Libra. So I may have to continually click into those videos to give them the views that they deserve to have. because they really should have a lot of views. I have seen astrologers who do not go into as much depth as that, and they get all of these views, and she is putting so much into these videos, and I'm going to make sure that I am giving a ton of views for these videos, so that, oh well, I'm seeing all these views for this kind of content that I could pay for. I could pay to watch videos of the high quality information that she is putting in to all these videos. So much insight, so much depth. They are worth investing in almost, and she is providing it. She's putting it out freely. She is not charging for it. So, kind of like how now, I just want to say that the Astrology Podcast is a YouTube channel. It does really extensive videos on astrology, so many topics, so many, forecasts, so much happening with that. It goes into, great detail with talking about what these signs mean, what, all these different topics in astrology and monthly astrology and transits and what's currently going on astrologically. And just as that channel and those videos get a lot of views and it's really popular, I'm going to see what I can do to make those videos very popular. So I recommend going on. She put out the next video of the series. I haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but I'll definitely do that. So that's just what I'm going to say about that. Another video recommendation that I really recommend is there's a video that I was watching from a channel called Cosmic Arts Astrological Services that I started watching a couple years ago now. And it was about Chiron. And I found it really interesting because Chiron is about the wounded healer. In mythology, it was a centaur who was had a existential wound when he was born, and he was immortal, and he trained all these people to shoot and do all these types of Martian things. And all of a sudden, a battle happened with other centaurs, half human, half horse, and that's also, remember that a centaur is the symbol for Sagittarius. So Chiron basically has a brilliant, high intellectual mind. He gets wounded with an arrow that shoots him, and he is in such anguish and agony. And then there's a whole story of how he sacrifices himself for another god, and I don't want to give it away for you. You can see that video for yourself, because me telling you will be like, oh yeah, you're hearing this video and it's familiar. So I'm gonna save it, for you watching that video. Other things. It turns out that there'll be a break between the relationship periods. So I hope that you have your person selected, because starting up in 3 days' time, you will be essentially living with this person for half a lunar cycle. And personally, I'm going to be flying to Hawaii for to live with Deborah Silver. So that should be really exciting. I've never been to Hawaii. It should be absolutely thrilling for me.
Excuse me.
And a great experience.
I'm sorry. think let's go out. Okay.
So that should be great. So you should have your person selected for that experience. Recognize that you're sort of meant to be with this person during this time. I think this particular relationship is probably going to be I'm saying this, I don't know what's going to happen. It really depends upon the other factors in the synastry of how you're going to be in relationship with this other person that you're living with. But maybe this relationship will be easier than the Sun-Saturn relationship that you'll be spending with, starting on the new moon in Gemini next month, all the way until that full moon in Capricorn in July. And July is a really, really huge month, and I'm going to be out for some time. Not running the Amenten because I will be in Chicago having a family wedding, and I won't be connecting with you, making any more videos. I'll take pictures and make videos and stuff for social media, but I won't be connecting with any one of you. So that should be really exciting at that particular time. So, yes, you'll be spending this time with this person, and it's really, really critical that you are doing your part to teach this person, and also, I think, probably, super important to, see what you can learn, because you will be doing some kind of reflection on this, either written or video. I would personally do an audio or video because I prefer making a video and speaking as opposed to writing if I was given a choice. Talking about your experience. What did you learn and how did you grow from this experience? And I'm sure I'm going to have a lot to say by the end of this. It should be very, very exciting. And, this is sort of the gold and the pearls of a direction of wisdom that you're sort of moving towards, or moving into, which is your North Node. And a really effective way is to learn from somebody who has mastered the characteristics and qualities and lessons of your North Node, and then teaching you. And so you're helping this person also move towards their North Node, which is opposite yours. Well, let me tell you, if I was in a forest in the Amazon, and if I was in a locker room with somebody handing me a yellow towel, and if I was in it with a straw-in type relationship in 2013, which was about, receiving and letting, letting others, support you and all those kind of things, well, I would revert back down to Taurus, which is my North Node, and be true to my values. You can read all about the straw-in on my page. I don't want to go into that. You're probably thinking, what the heck are you talking about? I'm thinking that too. But, it's so important to not oversimplify the North Node in Taurus or North Node in Scorpio placement. Because, you really have to get to what the core of it's about. And it's a placement and a transit I'm super interested in. And the people that have it. I'm very interested in those people, and there's quite a few of them that I'm really drawn towards that have that placement in their natal charts. So, and with Leo, you have to do a deep dive. You can't just do shallow surface level stuff. You really need to get into what the Leo sign is about. Other thoughts. Maybe when the North Node and South Node are in the given signs that you have somebody who has that placement, then maybe you're drawn away from them for a little, 18 months. I certainly know that from my experience with somebody who is here at the Amenten, who really deserves to be here at the Amenten as a guest that will probably be coming back. Jessup Bonstetter, I pronounced his name correctly, who was a composition teacher of mine that I had. He'll probably be coming back at certain points. I know in September there'll be a premiere of a music video and album that'll come out, so that'll be huge. That's one of the many plans that's happening right now. But also, his nodes are the same as mine. And that's probably part of the reason why I was not particularly drawn to him, and I did not grow and get what I wanted out of the composition class that I wanted to. Had he been born 9 years earlier than he was born, or 9 years later, I'd probably be feeling different about him, because his north and south node are in opposite placements, and you're sort of swimming around in a fishbowl, not getting anywhere, when you may be around someone who has the same north node as you, the same south node as you, because they're basically teaching you the same lessons in which you're trying to ultimately move away from. So, that's why I really recommend that if you're in a long-term relationship with somebody, I think it's definitely somebody who has the opposite south node as you have. Probably not the same south node as you. I mean, that's my personal opinion. And of course, there's multiple ways to look at that. There's certainly positives and negatives. I don't want to, I'm just sort of expressing that, it sort of felt like you were reflecting me at my state of being in my life. And I don't like that, and I want something new. And you're going to find something new, something novel, something different, something which you can stretch into and more meaning when you're with somebody who has the opposite, north node as you, because they can help you move in that direction. And it may be uncomfortable, and you may possibly rub up against each other. You may see things differently. You may have a different life experience, and there may be conflict. Depends upon the rest of the chart. And there may be a disagreement, and you may feel like, you don't feel as comfortable with this person, and it may not feel familiar, but this is about growth. These two relationship periods are about growth. It's a big, thing that I'm really looking at. So, you may attract like magnets, but you also may sort of repel each other. It all depends. And you're going to be talking about your experience of how it went for you after you're done with this. I'm definitely going to wait until the nodes change signs before Jessup comes back to the Amenten. Because, growth is limited in that level, that aspect of it, when you have two people with the same south node signs. In my opinion. So, that's that. Anything else, just real quickly before you leave? Well, what else? I don't know if there's too much else to say, really. I went to a symphony orchestra this weekend. It was really fun. So, definitely. Alright. So now, everybody, that's just enough of me sort of talking at you. You can go spend time at the park. You can go walk up there, have fun. There's going to be certain, desserts and fun stuff. And I want you to enjoy and make the most of today. Some of you do not have to work and worry about doing anything really. Tomorrow, some of you have a big day, and some of you don't. And so, definitely. So that's what I have to say. And the other small thing I just want to say is that Ciao Italia, Mary Esposito, which is the first cooking show I've ever started really watching. And this year, on October 20th, it's going to mark the 10th anniversary of me knowing Mary Esposito, who is the queen of Italian cuisine. She has the longest running cooking show going for 30 years. 30 seasons. So she's having, there's this thing that she has right now, it's called the Lost Recipes. And it's basically, she is putting episodes, old episodes of Ciao Italia that aired on PBS, and they're not going to air again. However, she's putting them up there for people to see. So I've been really into that, and I'm watching episodes of that. So it's really super exciting stuff. And you can go check that out. Just put in Ciao Italia, the Lost Recipes. You'll find a video on YouTube. You'll watch it, and then you'll click the link to the Patreon page. And if you want to invest into paying for that, if you're interested to see the Lost Recipes and see older programs of Ciao Italia, you can certainly do that. Yeah. As far as other paid stuff that other spiritual teachers provide, none of you are going to be investing in Oracle Circle membership, because I'm not going to be investing in it. It's way too much money. None of you are going to get to experience the teachings of Colette Baron Reed and Deborah Silverman in their upcoming Stars and Cards this summer that they're doing. So that's out of the mix. I don't know about the Progress Moon webinar that Barbara Goldsmith is doing. I also don't know about the webinars that Maria De Simone is doing, plus the yearly 2023 horoscopes for your sign. None of you can pay for that. And also none of you are going to be paying for Oracle Palooza Virtual, because you really have to be invested to sit down at a computer and be chained to that computer. It's not going to be a fulfilling experience, a spiritual experience. To invest in, having to be sitting at your desk and having to, do all these types of things, and maybe you want to get up and do something else. We all need our space. We all need to, do all these things, and you're going to be limited to do what you want to do at certain times when you invest into and show up for Oracle as a virtual. You really have to be serious about it. You may sit at that computer, you may get tired of it, but you may have to stay at your computer, because it is an event where you need to participate. Plus, even if you were that serious about Oracle as a virtual, you won't get to invest in it. It's way too much money, and I don't have that money. You all don't have that money. You're not going to be spending it on Oracle as a virtual this year. You're not going to witness Colette Baron Reed using the Dreamweavers Oracle and Oracle Palooza virtual this year. You're not going to get that opportunity, and you probably never will. So when she comes on and talks about Oracle Palooza virtual, when Maria De Simone sells you her webinars, sells you her membership on her channel, when Deborah Silverman sells her astrology school, when any of these people sell you their stuff, just know you're not going to get to invest in that. And you will have to just be accepting of that and not invest your money into that because I'm not going to. It's not fair. You're not allowed to do that. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Now, of course, I don't want to pull you down in terms of restricting you of what you can and cannot do. However, these are my rules. And I'm going to say something that's going to be one of my pet peeves, and this is something that I'm going to leave you with, and this is what it is. You know, just imagine if you did not have access to YouTube or Instagram or social media or the internet at all. You know, just imagine that. So that's just what I want to say. I don't like it when people do that. I don't like it when people compare something to something else to try to put it in perspective. It's it's irritating to me, and it's kind of ticks me off. It's sometimes annoying, but I just wanted to say that. All right, so that's it, everybody. You can leave. Enough of this. Enough of me talking. Enough of you staying in here and listening to me. Go on the buses. Have fun, or walk up the hill to Whittier. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of this afternoon at the park. Bye for now, everybody. Tomorrow, you will get to go to the semifinal experience. So, you know all about that. Okay, everybody. Bye for now.